2,000 police officers in the UK for Palestine protest. Marching with the protesters. The world is waking up. I guess they misunderstood when they read every knee shall bow and every tongue confess. That's amazing.
Turn right onto Regent Street, 84201.
They forced their prophecy on the world. And the world wakes up and unites as one voice, stronger together.
As of about 10 minutes ago, the U.S. Postal Union called for a ceasefire in Gaza. We're going to go ahead and just read through this. So, the American Postal Workers Union, which represents the U.S. Postal Service employees, has called for a ceasefire in Gaza, joining a growing list of groups and advocates urging Washington to push for an end to the fighting. The union put out a statement that said, "We call on our government, which is the primary foreign benefactor of the Israeli government, to use all its power to protect innocent lives and to help bring about peace in the region, and not use our tax dollars for more war." The union statement also said, quote, "We join the calls for an immediate ceasefire, the release of hostages, and urgently needed massive humanitarian aid to the people of Gaza. The cries of humanity demand nothing less." Now, this is great to hear. However, I'm curious about how serious they're going to be in this conviction, because if the postal union decides, hey, we're going to go protest and we're going to strike, America's going to have a big old problem if they aren't getting their packages delivered, if they aren't getting their mail, if they aren't getting anything, because the Postal Service decides, hey, our union is going to strike and we aren't going to work until something gets done about this situation.
This is the entrance of the AIPAC conference. Let's just peel around here, show you the crowd of supporters chanting. So there we go, they just broke the barricades.
These American Jews are shutting down the biggest pro-Israel event in the United States, the American Israel Public Affairs Committee Conference.
I feel heartbroken that it's taken this much to get our people to move. I feel angry and I feel hopeful. I feel hopeful. I feel hopeful. Look at these beautiful humans here.
Their group is called If Not Now.
If Not Now came out of the summer of 2014 as a response to the Gaza war. And I think a larger transformation of my generation of Judaism and a shift of consciousness to what it means to be Jewish and what it means to support Israel.
AIPAC, I won't let you speak for me. We are If Not Now. We want freedom, freedom. AIPAC, freedom, freedom, freedom.
I feel angry and I feel empowered, and I'm not letting the people inside that building speak for me anymore.
But not everybody was on their side. The Jewish Defense League also showed up.
Can I ask you guys why you're here?
Support Israel. Right to exist.
What do you make of all these people here?
Hypocrites.
There's no such a thing called occupation. I am Palestinian myself.
I'm Palestinian as well, and my
Okay,
family
I know.
lives under occupation in Palestine.
There's no Palestine. Palestinian are liar, terrorists.
So how, are you Palestinian?
I belong to Israel.
You just said you were Palestinian.
For the family, but there's no such a thing.
Okay, so a
called
very,
land.
very confusing scene
No,
here.
it's-
And the League's members provoked AIPAC protesters and even burned a Quran. But despite being physically attacked and called Nazis, capos, and more, the If Not Now activists remained remarkably calm.
It shows immense promise for the future, and I invite everyone in older generations to follow our lead as the future of the community, because honestly, I don't think that there will be a beautiful, flourishing future for the Jewish community here in the U.S. unless our older folks come with us and join.
Oh, shit! Someone just got thrown! People getting thrown down the stairs! People getting thrown down the stairs! Yo!
So did you see what happened in San Francisco today? Some demonstrators blocked an entire bridge or highway. If you've ever been to San Francisco, traffic there is horrible on a normal day. This definitely made it worse. I really hate to be up in there. So a lot of people didn't go to work today. But you know, they definitely sent a message. About, I think 50 plus were arrested. And they not only like laid down and pretended to be on the live, they also took their cars, put together to block, and then they chained themselves to it, and then they threw the keys out over the bridge. So they were dedicated. So good job, San Francisco protesters. You definitely made a message or sent a message today. And the reason they're doing that right now because APEC is happening, Asian Pacific Economic Cooperation. Basically a bunch of world leaders get together, including Biden's there right now, to discuss, you know, Asian Pacific region stuff. So they definitely are getting their attention. They're doing a little bit of protesting, you know, near the location too, but I doubt they can get too close because of all the world leaders there. But yeah, they're making their presence known, that's for sure.
Welcome back on this Thursday morning. We are following breaking news on the Bay Bridge. All lanes westbound completely shut down. Protesters are standing in traffic lanes. We're hearing from CHP about 100+ people are out there holding signs, holding banners, blocking all lanes of traffic for thousands of commuters who head into San Francisco every single day. And in a week like this, with the APEC forum here in San Francisco, we expected to see protesters in full force. We saw it yesterday near Market and Mission and 5th Street, and now we're seeing it on the upper deck, which is actually the eastern span headed to the upper deck of the Bay Bridge. Westbound commuters heading into the city. Thousands of people will be affected by this morning. You're looking live at just the traffic stacked up behind where that closure is. It's just before.
What about October 22nd? Let me finish the question. Let me finish answering. What about October 23rd? What about October 24th? What about October 25th? What about October 26th? What about October 27th? What about October 28th? What about October 29th? What about October 30th? What about October 31st? What about November 1st? What about November 2nd? November 3rd? What about November 5th? What about November 6th? What about November 8th? What about November 9th? What about tomorrow? What about the next day?
Israel will attack those of us here today. They attacked the United Nations Secretary General during the week, or any government that dares talk peace or human rights or aid agencies on the ground in Palestine, but they are wrong. We know we are right as we stand on the right side of history and we stand on the right side of humanity. Our message today to the Israeli government is clear and simple. Stop. Stop the bombing of Gaza. Stop the blockade of Gaza. Stop the occupation, the illegal settlements, and stop the apartheid. For this is not self-defense. The international community must step up and call for a full, immediate ceasefire. Let us show the world that we will continue to stand against oppression and genocide. Let us raise our voices higher and demand free Palestine.